Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to my second set of predictions for WrestleMania. It's going to be night 2 today, WrestleMania Sunday. Yesterday I did my WrestleMania Saturday predictions and I did pretty good. I went 6 for 7 on the matches. The only one that I missed was what I thought might be one of the most obvious ones. That is, I picked Dominic Mysterio to beat Rey Mysterio, but it ended up being the other flip of the coin, which not really disappointed about. It led to a nice payoff of their story. Overall, I thought night 1 of WrestleMania was a really good show. I thought it did a good job with the pacing. As the show went on, I feel like the match just got better and better. And I thought the match of the night was the Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair SmackDown Women's Championship match. Yes, everybody's going to love the main event. The main event was fantastic. A great piece of storytelling. But you cannot disregard what Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley did. And that's put on an absolute classic of a championship match. So night 1 of WrestleMania was good. Night 2's got a lot to live up to, but it has the card to stack up against it. So that's what I'm going to do today. Go through all 6 matches that are currently lined up for night 2. So if you're excited for this one, you want more of these kind of videos, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more wrestling content. Also, if you're interested in buying some Rogue Energy, I have a code as well as a referral link in the description below. If you use that link and use code Mr. Rob, you can get 10% off your next purchase. And then also the last plug, you're seeing this and you're also seeing another video on the channel. I will be premiering my Clash at the Castle PLE a little bit later in a few hours, set for 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Our last big PLE for the main roster on 2K22 is going to be an absolute sensational show. You don't want to miss it. So I can't wait to see all you guys there in just a few hours. But that's enough with the plugs. Let's get into the 6 matches. Starting off is the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther will defend against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. And right off the rip, this is my call for my Mr. Rob match of the night. These 3 are going to put on, as Sheamus likes to say, an absolute banger. We've seen Gunther and Sheamus be able to do it with themselves, and Drew McIntyre is just going to add another wrinkle. This is going to be a hard-hitting clash, just straight 3 men, as Big E loves to say, big meaty men slapping meat. And that's exactly what we're going to see in this matchup, as these 3 just tear each other apart. But in the end of the day, it's got to be Gunther who retains. Sheamus is older, and yes, the story is he hasn't won the Intercontinental Championship in his career, but I don't think it's really time for him to do that. And McIntyre, he's just kind of there to get on the card. He'll put on a classic match. I think the story is just Gunther. He's been a phenomenal Intercontinental Champion to this point, and I don't see any reason as to take the title off him. So Gunther is going to win this triple threat match, and I think he probably pins Sheamus to get it done. Women's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way match: Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Like the men's on the first night, basically the exact same thing. It's just a way to get everybody on the card. There's really no rhyme or reason to this match. While I will say the men's showcase match was really fun, it just didn't have any stakes. I would just love if they added a number 1 contendership to this match, but it doesn't seem like they have, so therefore it's just for the heck of it. It's hard to get behind, so with that being said, I think they'll just pick the most established team. That's Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, which is funny because none of these 4 teams are really all that established, but I think Rousey and Baszler will win. Hell in a Cell, Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor. Balor is bringing back the body paint and the face paint for this contest. This has been a feud that has really defined Edge's past year in the WWE, and because of that, I think the only way to conclude this is for Edge to beat what he created, and that being the Judgment Day. Yes, Finn Balor is putting on the demon paint, but we've seen him start to lose in the past with it on. It's kind of lost a little bit of its luster, to be honest. So I think Edge gets the victory here. Yes, Balor could use the victory, but I just don't really think there's a lot to gain for Finn Balor at this point. I think the Judgment Day as a whole is kind of on the way out. They kind of phased it off with Rhea Ripley. There was no Judgment Day at ringside for that. Yes, they came out for Dominic Mysterio's match, but I feel like it's kind of starting to run its course. Maybe a couple more pay-per-views, and then the Judgment Day will be no more. So I think Edge wins this. It puts a bow on that story, and all competitors can kind of move on. Next up, Brock Lesnar versus Omos in a singles match. This one is very interesting to me because I think the build-up for it has actually not been that bad. It just seems like such a not good time for Omos because Omos has really not done anything the past few months. He had the feud with Strowman in the fall of last year, but ever since then he hasn't really done anything. It reminds me a lot, honestly, of Theory and John Cena on the first night. 2 competitors that make sense, but I just don't know if Omos is ready for it. And kind of the same way as with Theory, I'm actually going to pull off the upset here. I think Omos wins this match. I think Omos is going to beat Brock Lesnar. I don't think he's necessarily ready for it. But if Omos wins this match, he's basically a made man, especially with Lesnar's contract being up soon, and there's rumors that he's talking about maybe retiring. I think Lesnar could definitely put over Omos in this match. Maybe Omos even kicks out of an F5, because I think that's the visual everybody wants to see, is Lesnar hoisting up Omos for like a German suplex or an F5 or something, just to get that picture. But I think Omos somehow wins this match. He becomes this new dominant force in the WWE, and he could be that for years to come. It's not going to be a long match. It's not going to be a pretty match, but I think Omos will walk away with his hand held high. Last 2 championship matches. Bianca Belair will face off against Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. It has not been the best build to this match, and honestly going into it, I thought it had a victor, but now I'm not entirely sure. Asuka has put on this new face paint, drawback to her days when she was in Japan, but I honestly think it's lost a little bit of her luster. I mean, yes, Asuka is, apparently more dangerous and crazier than ever, but honestly to myself, I haven't really seen that. It just seems like the same Asuka, just with paint and pants on now. So I think Bianca Belair's reign has run its course, so that where I think she is going to lose, just to kind of establish this new Asuka character. But honestly, I think Belair, I could definitely see her retaining, just moving on from this whole thing. But I don't know if they'll go that route. I think Triple H will pull the trigger on Asuka, give her the run that she kind of deserves as this dominant force. I don't think it's been built up to the best ability, but I think Asuka will win this match and become the new Raw Women's Champion, ending Belair's dominant year-long reign. And then finally, the main event, the match we're all waiting for. Roman Reigns puts the undisputed WWE Universal Championship on the line against Cody Rhodes. The big one has been built to this point. Who's going to walk away victorious? I think it is going to be Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes wins the championship. It is just the story that makes sense. Reigns has had a heck of a run. It's been the best run in easily the past decade. Roman Reigns has been the dominant champion. He's knocked up everybody. The bloodline's been perfect, but all good things must come to an end, and I think this is where it ends, especially with the Usos losing on night 1. I think Reigns loses on night 2, and the bloodline really starts to fall apart. Plus, there's rumors of Reigns taking a break after this show, so I can see him taking a break, coming back in the summer, and then absolutely just obliterating the Usos, and that kicks off the bloodline implosion storyline. But Reigns has had a great run as champion, but especially with him not wrestling as much, I think you just go ahead, you put it on Cody Rhodes, and he has proven that he can be the top guy. He gets insane reactions. The fans do still love him. He does all the media work. He's a good company face. He has proven that he can move the merch, he can move the needle, so I think you have to, this is the time. If you're going to put it on Cody Rhodes, you put it here, and especially with Roman Reigns' reign being what it is, the only way to end it is at WrestleMania. So the lines are just there, the stars have all aligned, and I think Cody Rhodes will win the championship. And that's going to conclude night 2 of WrestleMania. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you think will happen here at WrestleMania Sunday? I'm excited to watch it. I hope you guys are as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed these predictions. I'll be back with the next PLE in a month, but until then, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want other wrestling content videos like my WWE 2K23, my GM series, and the Universe Mode series going on here on the channel, which don't forget, a couple hours. I'll see you there. But this is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.